In this video, I'm going to attempt to get the Leading the Cavalry achievement, which requires collecting 50 mounts, but I'm going to attempt to do it in just one day. I'm starting this challenge with the 6 Draenei mounts from already being a Draenei, the Amani Warbear, and the TBC Deluxe Edition mount, along with 5 Nether Rays. So I've got a total of 13 mounts, and I need to collect another 36 mounts within 8 hours. Let the challenge begin. Now, first thing we can do super easily is the Alliance reputations, just by buying mass amounts of rune cloth. We'll also need to get some wool, silk, and mage weave in order to unlock the rune cloth repeatable quest. The main obstacle at this part is that Blizzard's broken auction house is making this take way longer than it should. It is so slow, it is impossible to buy the mass amounts that I need. Add-ons are not helping whatsoever. Come on, Blizzard, make the auction house work. We're going to have to max out reputation for the Gnomeregan Exiles, Ironforge, Stormwind, and Darnassus. And this is going to take a lot of rune cloth because this character was boosted all the way. I spent a ton of gold just sitting in Scarlet Monastery, sitting in Maradon. This character did not do quests. Just simply buying all this rune cloth and turning it in turned out to take a good amount of time because of the painfully slow auction house. And after doing all of these reps, I was planning on doing Kurenai next. But I realized I was running out of time, and I calculated I would need at least 420 war beads to get from revered to exalted, and there wasn't enough time for that. Desperately, I started thinking of ways to get those last 3 mounts. I remembered that the honor mounts existed, and I started grinding honor. I looked it up, and you could buy one for around 16,650 honor. So I started doing AVs. I knew it was a great honor farm, but overall, this is taking way longer than I thought. I ran into multiple unlucky turtle games. Literally, there was a game where the whole Horde team was sitting, waiting in the Galv base, and they wiped the 20 people who decided to try to take on Galv, and it just led into another painful turtle game. As this was all happening, I began to have flashbacks to when Trade Chat was looking for more for the Alliance achievement for the Black Warbear, and I began to regret that I hadn't joined in for that extra mount. As the turtle games happened more frequently, I had even more visions of losing the role when the Brewfest Kodo dropped last year, and when the Headless Horseman's Steed had dropped and I'd lost that role too. Began to be a downward spiral I began to fall into. But I snapped out of it after we started to get on a few winning sprees. I finally collected the 16,650 honor that I needed. I went to Stormwind and I found the mount vendor. And then I realized there was actually a Black War Elec, which is new. And I was like, hey, I'm going to get this one. This one's fancy. It's kind of like a newer mount. I right-clicked it and I was like, yes, one more mount. And I just had 2 more mounts left to go. And in a play of desperation, I decided I'm going to try for the ZG mounts. I got to the entrance and then I realized I needed to be in a raid to enter. But since I didn't have any friends, I wasn't able to enter. Frantic, I searched the internet for easy mounts I could get. I read a post and remembered that the Karaji resonating crystals count towards the achievement, so I just needed one other person to come help me kill some trash in AQ40. So I sent a message to the guild. And crickets. I decided I could try to solo it, or at least attempt it, and maybe find some friends along the way. As I headed for AQ40, a divine light shone through the looking for group bulletin board. AQ40 mount run, looking for more. I messaged and I got a group. Hope is restored. I felt confident I could win at least the last 2 mounts I needed within the last hour before it hit midnight. But as the group grew to 20 players, I started to worry. Could I really win the role twice? As we progressed, it wasn't looking good. RN Jesus was frowning upon me hard. Roll after roll, I threw out single-digit numbers. With each low roll, I was face-palming harder and harder, questioning everything and everyone. Why? Why am I rolling so bad right now? Then, the worst came to worst. We wiped on twins. And it reminded me why I hate raiding with pugs so much. The emotions were getting high. Players were dropping from the raid, and I questioned if I could complete the challenge in time because I only had less than 20 minutes left to get 2 more mounts. As we approached more trash packs, I tried to stay hopeful. I knew these guys drop a lot of mounts, and the rest of the raid was starting to already have all the mounts, so my chances were increasing. But I continued to lose roll after roll until the moment I was waiting for, the sweet, sweet winning roll. It made it all worth it, a resonating crystal of my own. It's one of the greatest feelings in World of Warcraft, to lose loot after loot, wipe after wipe, and then you finally get a piece of gear that you really, really wanted. And that is why we go to raids. As we finished the raid, I realized I was still one mount short. With only 10 minutes left, I was certain that I had failed the challenge. I alt-tabbed again to go online and maybe check for other mounts, and then I saw it. I saw my salvation. The Northrend Epic upgrade. For $80, I could buy the final mount. With minutes to spare, I scrambled to get my credit card and punch in my credit card information and send my money off to Bobby Kotick. But the confirmation left me with some doubt. I'll receive the items soon? Soon? When is soon? What if I don't get my items within the next 5 minutes to complete this challenge? I reloaded the game desperate for my in-game loot, and then I saw it. I saw that the innkeeper had a new quest. I knew that I was going to be able to get my final mount. I ran over to the innkeeper, I right-clicked them, I got my mount, I right-clicked it, and boom, my male icon lit up, and inside there I had it. I had the illustrious albino Drake. It was a day of blood, sweat, tears, and a roller coaster of emotions, but with pride, I used my new albino Drake and I flew around just before the clock hit 12. Now, if you're looking to get the same mount, I spent 2,519 gold on 31,772 rune cloth, and I also spent 1,419 gold on Shadow Dust to get exalted with the Shatari Skyguard as fast as humanly possible. So it cost roughly 4,000 gold to buy my way towards these mounts, and it also cost my sanity trying to do it in a single day. If you like the video, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you like this type of video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.